All right, let's wait here. Now we're about to start. As soon as it says we live, it's got the connection button looking for a connection, which I don't understand why. I don't know why it's not connected yet.
You have a meeting tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna call him now.
What's up? All right, here we go. We're going. Hey, what's going on? Happy Thursday. Good evening. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody for giving me your time. It's a good day when we got the 2024 money, right? Was able to extract some money in the markets.
I should be no more than about an hour.
It's a good feeling. That is our goal. Our goal is to be consistent to our plan and keep trading it, right? So on this Thursday, what I want to do, what I like to do, we do got a couple new folks here. We like to go over kind of everything, or I'm going to go over everything that I personally use to trade. Why I call some of the trades out, because you do know inside the mastermind collectively together, we live trade every single day, right? We have a chat where we put messages in there as well, but we also have a live stream where we could talk and communicate as the market's playing, like right here, right now. It's going up, it's going down, and that is very beneficial because in my beginning days, it took me 3 years to be consistently profitable. So Thursday to me is a very crucial day, just because repetition, repetition, repetition. Practice makes perfect. You heard the saying. Over time, what builds confidence is you see the same pattern over and over and over again. And as our shirts, digital currency generators, that's what we are. And we just want to run it over. So tomorrow, I actually do a open call. If you got friends and family that want to come on, just send me a message. I'll give them a special invite. Would love for them to see what we do. But other than that, let's rock and roll. But the power behind these calls right here on a Thursday, especially, is not only to build the confidence for all of us, right? But I like to give you guys a chance to ask anything traded related, any questions that you need answered, which hasn't been answered in the chat. But always, always, always know that you got the Discord, you got the chats, and you got this every single week. So let's get it. See why I call the things out that we do. Let me share this screen here, and let's roll with it. All right, you guys should see my Thinkorswim setup. Is that what you guys see? The coloring book. Make sure I'm sharing the right screen here. What else? All right, Nikki says yes. Perfect. All right, that's what I want. What I want you to see. All right. So, first things first. Why am my chart being crazy? All right. First things first. What you're going to hear me call in the room every single day. We like to use AI. AI has been giving us an advantage, but we have a technique that we do like to trade with, right? Within this technique, we're not going to go over every single technique, why we do some of the things that we do, because I have master classes on every single one of this, and actually Mike is working with me, making us a notion to make every technique that we have a lot easier for us. So as you know, right, I like to explain it like this. We're all traders. We're all digital currency generators, right? It's like our tree trunk. It is the bark. It is the base. And then up at the base, your tree, you have branches. On the day trading side, right? I want you to follow suit. Why I do take some of the trades that I do take. If you day trade, right? Say floor and ceiling or trend box, that's one branch. If you day trade reversals, that's another branch. If you day trade Swingmaster Pro AI, that's another branch. If you day trade TNT, that's another branch. On that day trading, what I want to say, limb, right? So you got the tree trunk, the limb, and the little branches or the little pieces off that, little twigs, right? Then for people that cannot day trade, right, pay attention. In probably about 10, 12 minutes, we have our iron condors as one side. We have our report trades as another twig. Our Discord and AI swings that Jamar and James put, that is another twig. You got the earnings calls that Mike uses with AI. That is another twig, right? and that's in the swing trade. Then you come into another branch, and then you got accumulation for investing of the shares, some ETFs, some base companies. So it's like we are always going to win with what we do, but in the end, there's 3 things that you got to roll with. That is follow your plan. I'm just going to show you mine. Second, stay consistent to your plan. I stay consistent to mine. And number 3, risk management. All right. Does everybody get that? If you do, put a 1 in the box right now. Make sure you guys are up and active. Without any of those 3 things, it took me 3 years to struggle. In my beginning days, my loss is your gain. I can help accelerate you. You know what I mean? All right. I see tons of 1s in the box. Let's go. All right. First things first, every single morning, you come into the Discord. All right, now what? Now this thing wants to play games. All right, here we go. It's all good. We're going to win. The alert section, level 3, mastermind, stocks and options alert. Every single morning, I'll give you guys stocks to keep an eye on right here. Ceiling breaks, UPS and BABA, and JPM and Visa for floor breaks. Does this always win? Absolutely not. Without AI, I expect to win 7, 8 out of 10 times. With AI, if you trade these stocks every single day, I know a couple people can testify with that. Darren, Jay, how you been following the safe plays? They're pretty consistent. We don't win them all, but in the end, we green, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir. We green.
Yep. And there's a couple other of us that do that. But in the end, I told Darren, just like I tell you guys and everybody else, you can't go all in on one of them because it's a numbers game, right? With the AI, what I'm getting at is it increases our odds, and I expect to win 8, 9, or 10 out of 10 trades. Get what I'm saying? So this is just one technique that we have that I do share. So in the morning, you're going to hear me say ceiling breaks, floor breaks. We have other people that contribute. There's probably a good 20, 30 of us that come in on the mornings. Sometimes we've had 50 and 60 people, right? But day trading is not for everybody. So if it's not for you and you don't like it because you lack the consistency or you lack the time to do it because you have other endeavors or priorities at that time, and that's fine. I'm just want to share with you. If you want to ever come on and day trade, these are some of the things that I'm going to be calling out live on the mic with you. So we had UPS and BABA, right? So we just want to look. We just want to put UPS in the box real quick. It actually didn't break, so this is a bad example, but we're this one we picked up, and this is what we are going to go over. Right in the morning, you have your ceiling box, you have your floor, right? Your ceiling is this line right here. Your floor is this line right here. If we are watching UPS for a ceiling break, we need price to break the ceiling for us to take a trade. If price breaks up, we are taking calls. And if the market is all in agreement, all in sync in this direction, it's almost a gimme to get in the vicinity of this purple line, right? That is TP1. If we're watching this to break the floor, what needs to happen is we need to break this floor right here. I've been trading this technique for years. It is very successful. If it breaks the floor, we're taking puts. If the market is bearish or all red across the board, we have a very good chance to get into that vicinity right there, right? Now, with the flip script, where are we going to cut it? You have 2 choices where you can cut it. You can be conservative, you can be aggressive. If we roll up, break the ceiling, and it comes all the way back down and comes down and closes below this middle line right here, this says mid, we are cutting it for a loss. If you want to be super aggressive, we want to break above the opposite level. For ceiling breaks, we want a floor break as a stop loss. For floor breaks, we want a ceiling break. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. All we're doing is sitting back, chilling, waiting for one of the levels to violate, right? One that did play out today, let's just take a look at CL. We were trading futures in the room. We called this for a ceiling. So what happens, right? Where'd my box go? See what I'm saying? It's setting us up. Let's try something different. NQ, CL. What the? Oh, because it got shut off. How did it get shut off? I must have deleted it by accident. So, all right.
Pretty close to perfect. Nice
Don't
job.
worry. We're gonna go over to we'll go over to the other screen. All right, CL right here. Ain't gonna stop us. We're gonna keep rolling. CL today in the room, what happened right here, right? We wanted CL for a ceiling break today. We wanted CL for a ceiling break today. I was not interested in taking the floor. Price broke the ceiling right here. And did it get close to that target? Absolutely. It went from 67.71. That's about 29 cents to the upside. It went a lot more. Just depends on how tight your stop is. I actually got stopped out somewhere right here because it did push up, retrace before closing on that 5-minute candle, right? Anyway, that is one that played out, right? We go back to the Discord and you see the other ones. We want to look at what? Baba. What do we got? We got Baba for a ceiling break. Here's a perfect example, right? In the Discord, we alerted this off AI. What do we want? Ceiling breaks. UPS didn't trigger all day long. Baba broke the floor right here, right? Broke the floor. And then what happened? It ended up going the opposite direction. We did not take the floor break because we were only looking for a ceiling break, right? Look what happened. AI told us ceiling break right there. Market's all green. Did we get at our vicinity to go risk-free? Absolutely. That was an easy trade for a lot of people to extract some money in the markets today. All live, right? Do you provide the scripts that give the floor and break and ceiling levels? Yeah, Dion. Are you determining it off the opening candle? No, I'm not determining it off the opening candle. I have to wait a certain amount of time. We do have a master class on this. If you've been in the mastermind for over 3 months and you did complete the trade school, then I definitely hook you up, right? Next Tuesday, I don't want to let the cat out the bag, but we're going to do a Swing Master Pro AI masterclass. And once again, if you did complete the trade school, I do got something special for a lot of people. And if you've been in a mastermind for a certain number of time, the reason we do that is if you come in your first 2 weeks or 3 weeks or first month and you're like, I want everything, you're actually setting yourself up for failure because you really need to get the foundation down first. Just like your totem pole. Totem pole doesn't stand nice and strong until you start at the bottom and slowly work your way up. As you're tightening it all the way up, right? You can't just go to the top of the totem pole because you're going to be confused. We do that purposely to give you your success. So anyway, back to this. Tomorrow, live room. If we call ceiling breaks, what are we all taking, guys? We taking calls or puts? Put in the chat box. If we call ceiling breaks, are we taking calls or puts? Put it in the chat box. I see calls. You guys are all rock stars. All right, so now on the floor break, we wanted JPM and Visa for floor breaks. What does that mean? That means that we are waiting for price to break the floor, not the ceiling. What happened to JPM? It actually broke the floor right there. We did get close to this vicinity because if you remember, the market was pushing on down, but the market was not red at that time. So I'd have been quicker to put my stop in right there. Nonetheless, it did hit your target. Visa, we wanted a floor break. It did break the ceiling. Unfortunately, that went the opposite way, so we are not taking that. That is one technique that you're going to hear us call out in the live trade tomorrow. What we do. Second one. Does someone want to give me a random symbol that we could look at? We'll just do Tesla since it's on the chart, or what do you guys want to do? We could do Tesla. That's fine. So let me put where my candles at. All right. So this right here, this is one trade that you're going to see us call out. All right. You're going to see us call out a Swing Master Pro alert solely by itself. We wait for this candle to close. We would be our entry in that candle close or the next candle's open. What's going to happen is you see these stop losses, break evens, and TP 1s, 2s, and 3s. Does everybody see that? Every buy and sell alert, it's going to do the same thing for you, but it's not showing these ones because it only shows the most recent one. So in this trade, this is how we can accurately backtest it. The probability on Tesla is 86%. Why do you think we trade it every single day? Right? Do we win 100% of the time? Nope. But do we win 7, 8, or 9 out of 10 trades? Absolutely. So in this case right here, our stop out would simply be right there, and our TP would be right there to go risk free. There's a winning trade. So you're going to hear me call Swing Master Pro buys and sells. That is simply what I'm referring to, right? If we go to the futures and we say the same thing, all right, Is that the futures? Yep. Let's go to the market open. Where the market open at? Right here's the market open right here. Did we get put into that short trade? Right at the morning, we called the put right here. This was our stop out. We wanted a TP right here. Entry was 58.15, and it went down here to 8,200. One contract, that's $750 using Swingmaster Pro AI. So you want to hear us say a Swingmaster Pro AI buy and a Swingmaster Pro AI sell. That is another trade that we're going to call out, right? So you're going to hear us say floor and ceiling, which we already went over, and you're going to hear us say the Swingmaster Pro AI buys and sells. The next trade that you're going to hear us call out, right? Another system put in place. We're going to come to ES. We're going to go in the 2-minute time frame or the 1-minute time frame. This is more for my scalping folks that like to be in and out of the trade as quickly as possible. We call this, we like to name everything. We call this our boogie system, right? So what happens is when our cloud is bullish right here, we're looking to only take buys. When our cloud is bearish, we're only looking to take sells. Everybody follow me right now still. Put a 2 in the box if you're following me. Everybody still with me and following me. All right, awesome. So very simple, right? If we are looking only for buys, we wait for a reset. We wait for this reversal arrow right here to print. And we wait for us to get above this line right here. We would take our buy right there. There's our stop loss. There's a winning trade. Price comes down, comes up. We take a buy right there. There's our stop out. There's a winning trade. Now, what happens when the market gets, when the cloud is bearish? Guess what happens? Price comes down, resets. I called out a put trade right there. You see that reversal arrow? Here was my stop out. There was my take profit. Did price go down and play out? Yep. We waiting for a reversal, a reset. You might not be able to see it. Let me scroll in. You see these arrows right here that show up? Here's the reversal arrow right there. This will be our stop loss. When that candle closes, our entries right here. Here's our stop loss on the future side. So our entry would be 58.07. Stop loss when this specific trade would be 58.14. We would accrue a 7-point loss. So that right there is about a $400 loss. If we would have taken a loss on that, if you traded one ES contract, that's a $400 loss. So if we're going to take a $400 loss, we want to take a $400 winner, right? Price comes down, you are up $400 right here. As it keeps melting down, you're up $800, you're up $1,000, you're up 1K right here at this low. My stop loss is not the arrow, it is the wick of wherever that arrow's at. So we all call this out in the room. What I actually do is I put lines on the chart where our stop loss is. So our stop loss on this short would be right here. So what happens is if we enter the trade right there, and this will be our stop loss, if price would break up and break above that, we simply want to cut the trade for a loss and move on and wait for the next symbol or the next setup, right? We do lose, but the losses are very tight. Here's one that loses, right? Price comes up, comes back down. There's a short. There's a winner. Price comes up, comes back down. Right there's a short. Here's your stop loss. You got stopped out. Does it stop you from taking that trade before? Nope, because price resets. We're simply too early. Price comes down. We take the sell right there. There's our stop loss. And look what happens. Price melts on down for a nice winning trade. That is our boogie system, right? Does everybody follow me? That is our boogie system. Next system, you're going to hear us call Swingmaster Pro. You're going to hear us call the AI Lotto trades, right? And I'm going to put on SPX. And today, what we're doing, right? Everybody always asks how we get this. We're having a stop loss of 50%, and we're looking to get 50 to 100% ROI. Call me crazy, I know, but what we're doing is we are using the AI Lotto high. If you come all the way over here, it's giving us a contract price, right? 58.05. If we have the low, we are at a contract price of 57.15. These are the contracts I'm loading up on this, right? On average, they're about $100 to $300 in price, depending on the day. So who here been out on dinner and your dinner was $300, $400, $500? When you pay for that dinner, how much money do you get back? Trick question. How much money do you get back? Put it in the box. When you go out to dinner and you buy a steak dinner for your family, somewhere nice, mediocre, and how much money you get back? You get back zero. Look at you guys. You guys are rock stars. Now, if you get $0 back and you just spend $500, why can't you, right, work with me, right? Me and Mike, I should say, because we both call him out. Why are you fearful of taking a trade of 100 to 300 bucks? And worst case scenario, you're going to lose 50% of that. You're not losing all. You're not coming back with zero. You might come back with 300 bucks. You might come back with 150. I'm going to show you something, right? We are very good at what we do. If you are catching this on the recording and you see this and like it, reach out to me. We'll get you plugged in. You're going to see us trade this live tomorrow, right? You're going to see us trade this live tomorrow. What are we doing? We're waiting for our first couple bars to be in place, right? Realistically, as we saw price open up right here, there's your first. I don't know why my mouse is being crazy. There's our first bar. What I'm doing is I'm just simply waiting to see if price is starting to expand up or if price is starting to expand down, right? And I'm using these targets, not targets. I'm using these Lotto high and Lotto lows as my contract pricing. So there's no guesswork. We just got to wait for the market to expand. Y'all not giving me a 32-ounce ribeye and drinks. We do it tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, Sarah. Mike will be in the chats. I'll be on the live Zoom. So then this morning, you know what I called out? I called out puts. Why? Because I saw price pushing down at this time. We took puts right here. Our stop out would have been the high of the day. High of day. That's our stop out, right? Look what happened. We come down. We were up about 20, 25%. Price comes up. We're down 30%. Price comes back down. We're up 50% right there. If you held the way down there, congratulations. That was about a 350, 400% ROI move. However, I'm not holding for that. I'm looking for the consistent bag. And I highly recommend you guys looking for the consistent bag because we can manage 40 to 60% ROI in a trade pretty regularly. That's today, right? Do we win them every single day? Absolutely not. But that's okay. So today, could you have gotten 40 to 60%? Yes, there's a winner. Now you come back to the yesterday. What did we call out yesterday? We called out what was it? We called out the calls yesterday, and we ended up taking the calls right here, and our stop out would have been the low of the day. Came down and we bounced right here. We just recommended going risk free because at that time we're back up here almost to break even, but we didn't want to wait because we're taking 0-day expiration contracts. I ended up taking a loss yesterday. It was like 25%. So one green day, one red day. Now you float to the next day, Wednesday. We ended up taking the puts about right here, and look what happened. This right here is about 1,000% ROI. That's about 1,000% ROI. I was able to capture about 110% right there. I'm okay with that. The consistent bag always wins. So now you have 2 days green, 1 day red. Now you come over here to the next day, right? We called out puts. We called out puts right over here, and we got our 40 to 60%. There's another winning trade. Now the next day, we called out puts right here, right? As we started breaking down, we called puts out. They come against us. So many people said, oh, I'm down, Brandon. I'm down, Brandon. We actually had 2 people sell out. And guess what? Those that follow the plan because our stop out was the high of the day, guess what happened? Price ended up melting back down. Did we get our 40 to 60%? Absolutely. So there's 3 days of 40 to 60% and 1 losing day. Remember I told you we ain't going to win them all? Then Monday, we ended up taking the puts about right there. There's 150, 200% ROI. Did we get our 40 to 60%? Yep. So I say that to say this for the day traders, right? This is the last technique that I have that I trade with. And you say Monday, we'll just say we got 40. Tuesday, we'll say we got 40. Wednesday, let's say we got stopped out at 50. Thursday, did we get our 40? Friday, today, did we get our 40? Yep. 40, 80, 120, 160 minus 50. 5 trading days. You just grown your position that you traded because you trade with about the same amount every single day. Say you do that $300 model, you just grown it 110%. So if you trade with $300, This week, you just generated about your 300 is worth about $650. If you like that and you understand the power of following the plan and staying consistent and using risk management, put a DCG in the box. And that's what we have for the day traders. That's why we say day trading can be simplified, but this is what we do. So we can get that pretty regularly. But like I said, you can't be nickering and upset because we lose 2 days in a row. Because there's weeks we win all 5 days. We actually just got done going on a streak. You can ask people, Darren, Andre, they see it in the chats. 3 weeks in a row, if you traded this, you would have won. And then last week, we ended up taking a loss. And that I didn't hear a peep for 3 weeks. And then that one day we lost. Oh, man, I lost today. Man, I didn't hear anything for the 3 weeks. Then I hear the one day. But I'm here to say that to say this. Expert trading, you're going to take losses. We're like a boxer. We get punched, but we're going to throw a lot more punches. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to think about it. You know, don't be that person that messages me, oh, Brandon, I'm red one day this week. I don't like to see red. I mean, nobody likes to see red, but the truth is we're going to win and we're going to lose, but we're ultimately going to win in the end if you can follow the plan. Dion's laughing. All right, so swing traders, 5 minutes. I have 2 different techniques for you, actually 3 different techniques for you. We're going to look at just SPX again. I'm going to put it on the daily time frame because we're talking about swing trades here, right? Swing trades are great for someone who may only have 5 to 15 minutes a day. You're at the right place. Someone who cannot day trade, you're definitely at the right place. And someone who does not just like to, or they think day trading is too risky. I mean, that's your opinion. And that's fine. I respect it. Day trading, I don't want to say it out loud, but provides me probably the biggest ROIs. So I love day trading, but I really love I really like swing trading, but I do love day trading. If I had to be dependent on one or the other, swing trading is definitely easier. So like I said, I cringe to say that, but I got to be factual with you. You know what I mean? You can fact check that. Brandon's account likes swing trades, definitely. You know what I mean? No, I shouldn't say that. But, all right, swing trades. You have Swing Master Pro AI buys and Swing Master Pro AI sells, right? Here's a perfect example of a swing trade that you got. Let AI do the juice for you. We get a buy right here at the end of the day. You're ending it to follow the next day. Here's your stop out right here. Here's your take profit 1. If you hold this to TP1, you're up 100 to 200%. If you lose, you're going to lose 30 to 50%. Are those good probabilities or odds in your favor? Put a 1 in the box right now, if that's cool with you. Now, not every trade's going to do that, but I'm saying I'm still recommending to secure the bag at 25% because that's when I go in a risk-free trade. I preach it all the time. The reason I'm not greedy is we have opportunities all the time. So just take the money and keep compounding it, right? Just keep compounding. Do not be greedy. Next trade we take, like say this one right here. That's a bad example. But let's say we take this buy right there. Here would have been our stop loss. It gapped up the next day. The next day, there's 30 to 50%, if not 50 to 100%. I'm okay taking that profit, and I'm being done in that trading setup. The next trade right here, we take a sell, and here will be our stop out. We simply get stopped out. So let's just say I only make 50% right here. The next trade, I can't lose more than 100%, so I probably got stopped out for negative 50%. All right, this trade right there, that right there, if you held it the whole way up, but let's just say we got stopped out at another 50%. All right, here's a sell right here. There's another 25%. You would have actually got your trade because you would have got your trade at the end of the day. You would have entered it the next day. Right here's the next day. That little wick right there gave you 55, 45, 05. That right there is 50% in one day, right? So this right here is 50%. This right there is 50%. This right there is 50%. So you have 50, you have 100, you have 150, you have 200. Oh, Brandon, we lost again, man. Guess what? We're not at 200% ROI. We're at 150. Now we got this last swing trade right there, and we are back at 200% ROI. So let's just say on the swing trades, you put $500 in each swing trade. From May May, June, July, August, September is 5 months, and you trade with $500 on just SPX, and you're up 200%, your $500 is now worth $1,500. That's just one symbol. We're not just trading one symbol. I got 20 that I like to trade. Get what I'm saying? There's always another opportunity. Don't come at me when we take those losses, because we do. I'm just showing you right now, we win a lot more than we lose. That is one trade right there that we take. All right. The next trade that we take is this right here. You're going to hear me say, remember that boogie call, boogie put system? It works for swing trading as well. It's a lot more relaxed, but this is what we do for this. We get a push up, we get a pullback, we take this reversal arrow. Here's our buy, there's our stop loss, there's a winner. We get a pullback, we get the reversal arrow, we take the buy here, there's our stop loss, there's a winner. We get a pullback, we get a reversal, we take the call right there, there's our stop out. Oh man, we lost. It's cool. We were just too early. We got that pullback, we got that reversal, there's our stop out. Guess what? There's another winning trade. So now you got additional trades. One winner, two winner, one loser. So now we are 3-1, right? 3-1 trading the reversal. And guess what? We got the push up, the pullback, reversal arrow. We are now 4-1. So there's 80% of reversals of additional trades. So now out of those 10 trades, we just won 10 trades and 2 losses, and you could have got 50% on almost all of them with an out the money contract. See how easy that is? That's 2 swing trading styles that you could have. The third swing trade that we have, right? We're going to go on here to a SPY. Once again, we're using AI, and you see this right here. I'm giving you guys the heat. You see this where it says AI swing? This is when we sell options. This is how we determine what contracts we want to buy, right? Why do you think I'm so good at the iron condors and the debit spreads? Over 90%. If you don't believe it, hop into WhatsApp chat. Me and Mike posting there all the time. So what is this telling me? And this changes every single day, right? This is at 6.51. Let's just say it stays close to 6.51 because it doesn't change from 6 to 1. It might go from 6.5 to 5.7 or 7.3, right? If I buy an iron condor or I sell an iron condor and we start over here, right? We take it at the end of the day. The next day, it exceeded, let me see, 47 up here to 52. Guess what? That's a winner still. A check will be the wins. That right there is a win. That's a win. That's a win. That's a win. That's a win. Here's a loss. That's a win. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with that one losing trade. So now check this out. Using AI and selling options, you have 11 winners and you have 1 loser over the last 2.5 weeks. Let's just say our risk to reward is crazy backwards and we win $100 and we lose $200. With that high of a win rate, 86, 87%, I'm willing to do that because guess what? It's a numbers game. 11 winners times 100 is $1,100 minus the $200. You're still sitting at positive $900. Do you really need me to go over all this data over here? I mean, it's going to be similar. I'm just saying. You think I'm crazy? Hey, there's a video to set my chart up like that with the stop points and take profit points. Yeah, we got videos, Travis. Just wait for Mike to finish my notion, and it'll be a lot more simplified. You know what I mean? So we appreciate Mike. He's wonderful, you know? So I'm telling you, Andre, it's super safe, bro. I'm telling you, super safe. SPY, I typically have it where we're going to win about 40, 50 bucks. We're going to lose about 40 or 50 bucks. You start off one contract, grow your account in 2-3 weeks. Next week, we do 2 contracts. My goal is to pay your subscription and grow your account. That's my goal every single month. And hundreds of you guys take advantage of it. I get messages all the time. Brandon, I grow my account. Thank you. Keep the alerts coming. I'm like, hey, not alerts. We mastermind. We share information. You know what I'm saying? I think being a swing trader may fit me better. I want to get better at setting it and forgetting it. Hey, I mean, this is the thing. The power between me is I love day trading, but you got to dedicate an hour, 2 hours a day at your computer, not all day long. Swing trading, you can kind of dedicate 15, 20 minutes tops a day if you do certain techniques, or you just wait for the alerts to come to you. Same thing for Tesla. The same exact thing. You have a buy here, winner. You got a buy here, and this doesn't look like a winner, but if you bought it at the end of the day, when you would have got the alert, it went up to 230, right? It went up to 230, and it gapped up to about 234. That's enough to get 15 to 25% ROI. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I went over how we day trade, how we swing trade. Last little thing, how we invest. I use Swingmaster Pro AI by itself. Someone give me a random symbol in the box. A good company that you'd invest your money into, please. Someone give me the first symbol that you put in. Don't put in like Neo or something. Put in a good company, but you'd invest in it.
Google.
All right, Gretchen won. Google. All right, so when I invest, I treat my investments like real estate. Oh man, Google's actually set up perfect right now. I'm gonna alert this tomorrow. I appreciate it, Gretchen. All right, so check it out. When I buy shares, right? When I buy shares, I don't really like to sell them for a loss, but let me explain, right? Let me explain first. I'm not buying shares that is like one-dimensional, like Blockbuster was. I'm looking for adaptive companies, companies that I feel have a less than 2% chance of failure, like your Waste Managements, your Apples, your Googles with an L, your Amazons. Those companies can fail, but before they fail, a lot more companies are going to fail before that. And my motto is this: I day trade for my job. I swing trade to help grow the account. I use the profits of both to pay my bills and buy these shares for free. My retirement account right now is all house money, and I add money to it every single month with the profits of trading. Some months I only toss in a couple $100. Other months I'll toss in 1,000 or 2,000. But consistently throwing money in grows it exponentially faster. Now, what am I doing? Well, I'm just waiting for it to alert me. See the weekly time frame? We zoom out. I am only taking buys on the weekly time frame. I'm not taking the sells. I'm only taking the buys. I'm taking a buy right here. I'm taking a buy right there. I'm taking a buy right there. I'm taking a buy right here. I'm taking the buy right there. Why am I taking the buys? Well, I buy the shares right here at $58. When this little recent run, it goes to $65. Guess what? That's about a 10 to 20% ROI move right there. Are you okay taking 10 to 20% ROI on the share sides? If you are, you sell out. You could sell out and wait for another buy, because you're not just trading one investment. You need to have a power 5, power 10. I got 40 of them. You know what I'm saying? So something's always going to move. But you don't grow your account until, like Jamar says, until you take profits. The next buy-in on Google is $61 or $63. It goes up here to 76. There's about 20% ROI yet again. All right. You could sell out or you keep accumulating. You got another buy right here, 64. It went all the way up here to 150. That is 150% ROI. But in a recent turn, 65 up here to 85, that's 35% ROI. You could sell out. And this is what I do. I do models like this. If I buy in right here and I put 1K into it, and my 1K up here is worth, what did we say, 35%? Is that what we said? And it's at $1,300. You know what I'm doing? I'm selling out my 1K. I'm letting $300 ride because now that's house money. I'm bringing my 1K back to the pot. Now, guess what? If you get a runner like this, right, your $300 right here is 600. Your $600 up here is $1,200. Now you have an additional $1,200 that's house money, right? Then you sell out again and you let $500 ride. Now your account over here just on Google has 2K in. Now you wait for a huge pullback and you would really want to put in a large buy order here, let's say 1K. So now you got $500 into it, but your 500 might be worth 300 down here or 600 down here, right? Or I'm sorry, 300 or $400. We'll just say 300. Now you put in a 1K down there. So now you got $1,300, right? So then the next move up right here, there's another 25, 30%. Your $1,300 is now worth $1,600, $1,700. You could sell out, let $600 ride right here. You got a huge push up, 600, 117 to 191. What is that? 20 minus 90, 70, 70 times 2 is 140. This right here is about 80, 85%. So guess what? Now your $600 is worth $1,000. Guess what you can do? You can sell back out. You started this journey with $1,000. Now you have almost $3,000 setting off to the side just on one symbol in the matter of, let's see, in the matter of about 3.5 years. That's just one symbol. Imagine if you replicated this with 4 or 5 symbols, right? And you had 2K to start. Guess what? If you had 4 or 5 symbols and just mimic this same way right here, guess what you could do? Your 2K is probably sitting at like 12 to 15K in 3 or 4 years. Is that a good return? You're using house money to create more house money, and then your 15K is going to grow faster because now instead of putting 1K positions, now you're going to start putting 2K positions in. So in another 3 or 4 years, you might be at 30 or 40K, right? You follow me? That's just how I invest. Sometimes you got to hold for a couple weeks, couple months. I'm okay. If I get into a situation like this where I get a buy and it tanks against me, I'm not selling. My 1K right here at 140 is worth about $600 down here. I'm not selling because guess what? I know when I get a buy, I'll put another 1K in. So now my cost basis of 2K is right here. So at 130, up here to 160, that right there, my 2K is worth about 2,500, getting close to $3,000. Up top here, my 2,000's worth like $3,500. I could sell out, take profits. Like the last trade I'm in, I called out Amazon. I called out Amazon down here at this buy at $119. Look where it's at right now. I bought in, a whole bunch of people bought in, $119, $122. We hit $200 right there. I'm a visual guy, so guess what? $200 minus 119 is $81 divided by 119. Guess what? That's 68% return on your money. $1,000, that's $1,700. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that is, we went a little bit longer than what I wanted to go over, but that's okay. I think you guys enjoyed that. But like I said, that's what I like to do, get you guys prepped. Does everybody have a good understanding of the trades that I'm calling out tomorrow in the live chat box? If you do, give me another DCG in the box right now. If you feel semi-confident with what I'm going to call out tomorrow in the live trade, because we just went over it, put a DCG in the box for me, and make sure you guys got value of this. I see them coming in. Awesome, awesome. Appreciate you guys. Let's go. Yep. So now, I want to give you guys the opportunity. Does anybody have any questions? You can come on the mic, or you can throw it in the box.
Yeah,
Darren,
Brandon.
go ahead.
Yeah. So this is just kind of for some of the new people joining, like on some of these plays, like, Brandon called it out, like if you're a day trader or a swing trader, but like with some of these plays that get called out, if they're weekly plays or whatever else, you can't, some like with swings, you can set and forget for a period of time, but like you got to be active in the group. So like there's always alerts going on in the chat. There's times where we'll be in profit and Brandon will call it out in the chats. And if you're like stuck at work or something, you can't get it, it might fall out of profit. So you might have like a 30-minute window where it's in profit and you want to take it. So you got to be good at setting your trails and your profits, right? So like the day trading, for those of you that want a quick in and out, and this is what got me back into it with Brandon, was I get up at market open. We wait 15 minutes for our levels to set. We got a couple plays that we're looking at, and he'll call out generally four calls, 4 puts. And you got like 5 or 6 other people in there looking at trades. They'll be calling out stuff that's not even on the list. So they start moving, and you start hearing people like Visa's at the ceiling, Amazon's at the floor, Meta's at this, Meta's at that, right? Like, so you start getting in these trades really quickly. And there's days when you're in and out 10 minutes. There's days where that may take you 45. So I'm just kind of sharing some of my experience with the people that are interested in this. That it's really nice if you've got the time in the morning to get in there and get in and out. And if you're up really early, depending on your time zone, with Mike and the future stuff, he does a lot of pre-market stuff this time of year. So I mean, if you could be up as early as like 6 Eastern, which is like 3 o'clock, 3:30, he starts coming on to do pre-market trading. So if you're an early riser, you can get like good 3 or 4 hours of trading in between futures and morning trades with Brandon. So just keep that stuff in mind. There's a schedule for everyone here. It works out really well.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that, bro. Yep. Makes sense. Yeah. Nah, like he said, I mean, whether you're watching this recording or not, whether you want a day trade or you want a swing trade, just let me know if you are lack of direction. I'll give you a little 4-question assessment, and I'll tell you what I feel is the best for your success. You know what I mean? So, we got any other questions?
I got one, Brandon. It's Trav. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, boss. What's going on?
Normally, towards the end of the day, you will put out a AI swing trade, and it'll have a buy sell call and a buy sell put. Are we supposed to put that in as 2 separate plays, or is that one big play? Or should I put it? Are we supposed to put that in a chart? Like, how are we supposed to set that up?
Yeah, so that's one order. So when you're trading that, you're actually going to go to the trade tab, and you are going to say for SPX, you're going to go to the expiration. So tomorrow, I called an expiration out, and you come right here where it says the spread. Do you see that?
Yep.
And you click that, and you come down here to Iron Condor for that specific trade, and it's going to set you up for the buy calls and the buy sell. Once you click this, right? Once you click this, it's going to bring you up your orders. So if I said this 57.55 and the 57.50s, you just simply scroll up, change it to 57.50. Now you have your Iron Condor in place, right? Then if we say the puts are, we'll just go down to 5,700. You go to 57.05.
57.05. Yep.
Then you go to 57.10 right there. You do the same thing. And this is actually telling you right here on this specific trade, you're going to collect $270 premium if this trade plays out. So what you can do, the next page, you can press confirm and send, and you could say, well, my max profit is $2,700. My max loss is $2,300. That's a pretty good odds and risks. Once you agree.
Yeah.
So if we could win 7, 8, or 9 out of these out of 10, you're in good shape. So when we call those specific trades out, that's how you set this up. But make sure you change this to 1 so that when you do it to 1, you're risking $215 to make $285. Sometimes the following day, like if we took this day and we had a Fed talk tomorrow, this 280 might be at $1.10 tomorrow. Say it's at $1.10 tomorrow open. You might hear me say, all right, guys, I'm going in a trail stop because now you're $280 in premium, right? You want this to go to 0. That's how you collect all of that. So now if you sell out at 110, you are shorting it $110. So you just take the 280 minus the 110, which is 170. You're walking away with $170 profit instead of the whole $270 profit. The only way you're going to capture a max profit is if you let it go until expiration and at close. But if you do that, you see how consistent we are. It's very, very powerful, and that's why I tell people if you want to swing trade with something powerful, I only need 5 minutes. 5 minutes a week, or I'm sorry, 5 minutes a day. You could follow what we do inside the chats, and you're gonna be very consistent.
Okay. All right, but that's the Iron Condor.
Yep, and I have a master class on that. So if you just wait for my Notion to if you just wait for my Notion to come out, all these classes will be inside one document.
All right, homie. I got you. Appreciate you, man.
Yep, appreciate it.
Yeah, and that Iron Condor, and Brandon, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you get if you're doing trades like that, I think you gotta have 25K in your account, or you gotta do margin because it's I think the amount of it, because you're doing like 2 pieces both ways. Like I don't know what the exact limits are, but if you're doing like day trading, depending on if you're using a cash or margin account, like for me on my account, it won't let me do Iron Condors, but I can do options trading and regular trading all day. But when I try to do Iron Condors, it denies it. And I run a cash account, so it might be just a
Yeah, I'll tell
amount
you
of.
what. So when you sell any options for premium or debit spreads, you have to trade on a margin account. It doesn't matter the account size that you have. The downfall with the margin account is if you day trade and you're under $25,000, you can only buy and sell in the same day 3 times in any 5-day rolling period. If you do it within that 5-day rolling period, they're going to flag you as a PDF, which is a pattern, or PDT, which is the pattern day trading rule. It's just something that they have, so you can't take trades every single day. Now with me in the swing trades, how we bypass that loophole, how we bypass that is we take a trade right at market close, which counts as today, and if you sell it out tomorrow, it's not a day trade, it's actually considered a swing trade because you bought today and you're selling out tomorrow, and you can take trades every single day. You get what I'm saying? Now, if you have a cash account, you can day trade as many times as you want up until your cash is used up, until you get over that $25,000 account. Then once you get over that $25,000 account, you could take a million trades in one day. You know what I mean? So to do the iron condors, you definitely need a margin account. What me and Mike recommend is you have a master account and then you make sub accounts. So you have your day trading account and then you go to the margin side and do your swing trades or your AI swing trades, and you can roll with it that way.
Yeah,
So what's
that's
the
no, go ahead.
what's the cutoff time to put the iron condor in?
It depends on what symbol you're trading, but if we're trading SPY or SPX, the cutoff time is 4:15.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, so I called Charles Schwab and I was talking about the day trading with them, and I was trying to set up a sub account like to do my long hold account so that everything wasn't in one. And they hit me with the 25K number for day trade. And I threw up a little bit when they said it and was like, I ain't all the way grown yet, so I can't quite do that one. So that's why I was kind of looking at the ones we got in one day and was holding for 1 or 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to do it because like I can set up a sub account too. It doesn't have to be 25K. It's just if you're doing those trading limits, like I've had my account flagged too, where I've done a lot of trades throughout the week, and it says like it gives you like this weird rejection, and then you wait till the next day and you can trade again. So you can set up like multiple cash accounts, or like Brandon said, you can do a cash account and a margin account, and that's like I don't like personally, I don't like to mess with margin. Like I don't like to do any of that. I like whatever cash I have is what I want to trade with. But yeah, you should be able to set that up as long as you're not hitting that pattern day trading rule. So his suggestions, like one I see a lot of people use, at least a lot of people that I talk to use it, where if they're going to take swings, they'll have a cash account for swings, and if they're going to take day trades, they'll have a cash account for day trades. So they may come in and do two or three trades in the morning and they're out, and then they'll go to their swing account and they'll take 2 or 3 swings, and they just do them in other sub accounts just so it doesn't hit that rule.
All right, bet. Yeah, I'll try to set up something else outside of my margins account. I think I just didn't know what I ain't know at the time. I was setting it up to do futures and I think everything at the same time.
Yeah, you gonna do futures? You talk to Mike. I mean, Brandon trades them every day too. But Mike's like he has a whole futures thing on this. So like if you get involved with this, like Brandon and Mike, like supposed to say, go hand in hand. Like they're both like they both cross over on options trading and futures trading. But like if you do
futures is down the road. Options is right
Yeah.
now. Futures is later in life.
Yeah.
trying
Brandon
to
told
do
me
it,
when I
man.
started, he's like, just do one thing. He wouldn't let me. Brandon wouldn't let me do all the stuff because he's got all the stuff he's sharing with you. Like if you're just starting out, like when I got back into it, he's like, you're gonna do the floor and ceilings. That's it. That's all you're doing. And I'll tell you, when I started, I'm up like 40% on my account in a month. So like it's good. Don't try to take it all at once. Like I started with Jamar and I was doing options and I was getting stressed out because you would see on a swing trade, you would see your account go down, you start freaking out, right? But then 2 days later, it's up 300%. You're like, oh, if I would have just held and not panicked, you got to look to what the group's doing, right? They're very active and saying, hey, we're in, we're out, like take this, hold this, and like you find what you like. Like for me right now, day trading and swing trading is great. Like I don't need anything else. I like future stuff. There's a lot of money to be made there. But you try to start doing all that once, you're gonna stress yourself out, because I know I stress myself out.
Yeah, no, I just really want to do options right now. I'm really trying to be Brandon's protege, but I ain't want to say it in front of everybody. Um,
Yeah,
but
join us. Join
want
us
to
in the
start
morning,
off
man.
with
Like I'm on most mornings with Brandon, and it's just like it's consistent. It is super super consistent. You get up, he gets on a few minutes before market open. He lists out his stuff. He tells you where all his calls are, all his levels are at, and market opens. You just start hearing people like, here it is, hitting this, hitting that. Like it's always the same. It's never like you're never going to come in like you can walk away for 2 weeks and come back and it's like the same thing. It's just a pattern every morning. Like this is how I execute. It's as repeatable. And it's super nice. So if you got to go on vacation, you don't got to worry about coming back and being like, oh, what's changed? It's all the same stuff, man. So you want to do the option stuff, I'd say get in those morning classes and join us, or the morning sessions and join us at Market Open. And even if you don't want to trade, just sit in there and listen and see what's going on. It's a lot going on really quick, but it's easy to pick up.
y'all be on the Zoom or y'all be in Discord.
We on Zoom, bro.
All right, bet.
Yep.
This same channel?
Yeah, it'll be on this one.
All right, bet.
Yep. Can you explain what happens when? Can you explain what happens with your trade when you are in a trail stop limit if the market is moving in your favor during pre-market, but then drops before the market's open? For example, SPY today. If you had set a trail stop limit at 498, how do I know if that price is hit during pre-market and what happens with my trail stop by market open? So Gretchen, it doesn't matter what happens in pre-market. It is only going to register as soon as the market opens up. So it doesn't matter. SPY could move 100 points pre-market, and your trail stop cannot activate because it can only activate during the market opens of 9:30 a.m. Eastern time to 4:15 p.m. Eastern time on SPY on ETF. Normal stocks are from 9:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. It does not matter what happens after hours or pre-market. It is irrelevant in the option world. It only triggers in a live market. So the reason today, like 5 of you guys messaged me this morning, I was up like $80 or $100 one contract, and then I saw the messages and I'm trying to address it. By the time I alerted the group, I was only up. It would have been $20 per contract, but it was still a winner. And I say that to say this too. The idea isn't to hold them up until Friday because you're going to lose a lot more than you win. We just want to be consistently profitable where we're getting 25, 50% over and over and over again. If our trail stop limit never hits Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, then we can adjust it on Thursday. So instead of shooting for 25 or 50%, we could shoot for 10 or 15%. Today, you would have been up just 25% if you structured your contract right as the market opened up. But nothing happens pre-market or after hours. It can only trigger when the U.S. session is open, if that makes sense. Does that answer?
So, yeah,
Go ahead.
so do you recommend then if your contract hasn't hit, like you're saying with SPY today, before the market closed yesterday, would you might it adjusted the limit price to perhaps 10% of the
Yeah.
original?
So just know that if we don't get profits by Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I'm looking to sell out as quickly as possible on Thursday, pending I'm in profits. And if I'm never in profits, I'm going to give it till the end of the day, and I'm going to close out for whatever loss it's going to be. The other nuance today was that the market gapped up $6 or $7. So as soon as the market opened up in 5 minutes, it dropped $1.50 or $2, or the first 15 minutes. We can't control that. So anytime in the future, if you see that, Mike put in the chat like we're set to gap up. We saw that we're still in the trade. That would have been the clue to like, look, let's go risk free. As soon as the market opens up, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's what, because I was looking at that and I saw the big gap beforehand. So I was logged in and I was like, oh, I'm in profit. But I also saw that bearish candle popping up. So I was like, nah, let me get out. Let me get out now. And price never went back up in that area either afterwards from when I look back at the market. So that first 5 minutes was definitely the time to get out.
Yep, and with all due respect, we did alert it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah, you did. So I was just wondering with the trail stop, if you've already set it with a trail stop limit, and then you're like, okay, well, it's nowhere near that. Well, if I hadn't already previously adjusted it, then I would need to either, okay, so I can't just close the trade the way I have it set up. I needed to,
And where y'all come from? Y'all going to 50-15?
Yeah.
well,
So Gretchen, I think if I can add on to your point, I think if I'm hearing what you're saying is, let's say it's Thursday and you've got a trail stop on this and it hasn't triggered, and it goes into market the next day and starts dropping, right? So like,
right,
yeah, so because you never hit your trail, it's not going to trigger anything. Like it's only going to, like, you can't have a close order and like you can't have a take a
right,
profit and a close order at the same time, right? So yeah,
right.
you would have to manually close that,
Okay,
unless if it hit your trail stop limit and it went down after that, then you're good. It's just going to automatically hit the trail. But if it never went up and closed it, that trail is going to stay active until either the contract expires or you make a different order to replace it.
yeah. So my thought process then was, because I had a similar scenario um, with the different, I think with the video earlier this week, but I needed to then just cancel out my original, not cancel out, I needed to close out my original strangle and then separately cancel the order for the limit, if that makes sense. Because when I tried to do it the first time, it wouldn't let me, because it was the one side of the tray hadn't triggered. So it was like, it was an
Yeah,
error
so
message.
what you can do, Gretchen, to make it more simplified is if you have a trail stop limit in place, you can always go in and replace it with a lower trail stop limit. So say for instance you had your trail stop limit to trigger at 498, you could go down and say, well, I'm just going to take profits quicker. I want it to trigger at 425 or 430 because I'm still going to be net profitable. I'm just not up 50%. I'll be up 20% or 15%. If the market opened up right when it gapped up like that, we're getting a lot of IV. All you would have to do is just cancel that order and then put a trail stop in place right now. Forget the trail stop limits. That's why you're in a trail stop right when the market opened up. If you would have done that today, then you would have made okay money.
Would I have needed to do that yesterday or right at market open
Well,
today?
it doesn't matter. You can adjust your order after hours because
Oh,
you have a pending open order. It's just your order can't trigger after hours or pre-market. So you could have canceled and replaced that order because you already had an open order still to close it. You can
okay.
replace it in pre-market. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to do nothing until the market opens up.
Yeah, and there's a button, and so if you're using Thinkorswim, there and like if you're a beginner, I don't recommend doing this because you can get into some trouble. But there's a gear button where you can set the order to change your trigger at a specific time. So like what I've done is I've done it to do a market sale or whatever you want to do on open. So you set the time, it'll show you the time, your current time on your computer, and you set it, hey, at 6:30 a.m. or whatever the time zone you're in, make sure it matches market open. Do this with this order. So you can do like a cancel and replace, or you can just do like what Brandon said. So you can trigger an order at a specific time. Like sometimes when I use triggers, I'll wait until like 10 seconds after market open. So the contracts adjust a little bit before it puts an order in if I'm doing something. But that's if you like want to set it and walk away, because sometimes if you try to submit an order after hours, it'll say like can't do it, like, so just the trigger function exists so you can set some criteria that you want to happen at a specific time. But like Brandon doesn't, like, he doesn't show, like, that's not something that we go through in this. It's always just like we're doing it live. So in your case, if you wanted to change that order, you could have said, hey, on market open, just change this to a market trail.
Okay, because the thing, when I tried to alter it, because you can only do the trail stop limit on the desktop version. But in the mornings, when I need to make modifications or whatnot, I'm not using the desktop version.
Oh yeah,
So,
you
yeah.
can't do that. Then you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to.
You're in trouble.
Well, I mean, it worked out in the sense that I was able to close the strangle and then I just canceled the pending order for the limit order. It came up differently because I was on the web version, not on the desktop. but it took a couple clicks, but I kind of figured, worked it through. But yeah,
Nice.
that was one of those learning lessons too. So
Hey, there ain't nothing better than hands-on, you know?
right.
Yep. So, all right, hopefully that answers your question. Does anybody have any other questions?
Are for the iron condors, are those always on SPX?
No,
Or
we do them on shares too. We didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything this week because they were all had an AI rating of like 7 and lower. So I only like to do the 9s and the 9.5s, just because it's super safe. It makes trading that much better. But yeah, yep.
Nikki has a question about the power hour trade. Is that one best for, like, because I was trying around different things. Should we use an at the money price or in the money? Which one yields a better profit for trading
Don't have
SPY for the?
yeah, don't have a speaker today. Sorry, which yields better profits, at the money or in the money? To be honest with you, out of the money yields the most profits. Or all right, it depends what Nikki, what do you value profits by? Do you value profits as a dollar amount, or do you value profits from an ROI standpoint? ROI, out of the money contracts always will give you a higher ROI, but they're riskier because if they don't move quick enough and it trades sideways for a little bit, your contract value is going to lose it. In the money is the safest because if it takes a while, you really don't lose money; it just stays flat. So I say that to say this: the best bang for the buck from safety to ROI is typically at the money or slightly out of at the money. So don't go out of the money like 75 strikes, but like if you're looking at Amazon, you can go at the money or you can go 1 or 2 strikes away from at the money, and that still justifies it. But you're always going to have a much higher ROI going in your favor. So, like for an example, one of my largest ROI trades ever was, I should say, in the stock market options, was I bought 10 contracts on LRCX for $90, right? And the next day, it was on a Thursday night. The next day on a Friday, it gapped up like $11 or $12, which is super rare. And my $90 turned into $4,200. And I was in the trade for 5 minutes. So I think the ROI was like 4,000 some plus percent. Just to put it in realization, if I would have went in the money, right, I would have had to bought a contract for about $1,000, and my $1,000 turned into like our $1,000 turned into like $8,000 or $10,000. So I made $8,000 or $9,000 or $10,000 net profit. For an ROI standpoint, it was only 1,000% return. I went out of the money and turned it $90 into $4,200. So my ROI was like 4,200%. See the difference? But that going out of the money was super risky, and they make them cheap like that because you're going to lose a lot more than you win. Whoa, that's better than crypto. I have to pull the ticket up. I still got the ticket because that was like one of my biggest winning tickets. Another ticket I had, I put like $1,000 into it, and got bought. A company got bought out, and it turned into like 12 or 13,000 overnight. I was pretty happy on that one. So, and we good. You know what I'm saying? We have any other questions? I know it's 10:15 on East Coast time. Let me know if you guys got anything else.
So basically what you're saying is if you're taking a at the money or out of the money trade, the ROI is usually higher because the risk is higher. Am I interpreting that correctly?
Isn't that based on the
Yeah,
delta? Like the
you're interpreting it correctly. However, depends on how you look at it for risky like standpoint. When you go out of the money, the contracts are way cheaper. So like you might only risk 20, 30, $40 for one contract. Whereas when you go at the money, your contract, you might be buying a contract for $200. So like it just depends on you as an individual of what you determine is more risky, the dollar amount. But the thing is like in the end, you really got to go by the delta because that's really what we're going to get paid. So you could accurately determine what we're going to make. So like what I mean by that is if we go to SPY and we do a single trade, right? And we'll just go SPX and we do a contract. Yeah, it's not even going to show. Let me see if it shows today. Yeah, today. All right. So right here will be a perfect example. If we scroll down right here and we buy something that is far out of the money for $5 a contract. You're only paying $5. You buy something here that's at the money, in the money, it's $120. If you go deep into money right here, it's $3,200. Right? Let's say we get 45.10. Let's say we get a 30-point move, right? In a day, right? We get a 30-point move. Our $5 out of the money is turning into $120. That right there is about 2,000%, 2K% ROI. Right here, if it goes $30, it is going from 45, right? And it's going to turn into 15. So your $120. Nah, I probably won't do that. Let's see, 45, 35, 25. So it'll turn into, give or take, it'll turn into say, it'll turn into about like $2,000, give or take. You got the $2,000 range, right? So your 120 turns into 2K. You're making about 1,200%, right? And this is very skewed because it's same day expiration and the market closed, but it gives you a little basic idea. And then if you buy a contract right here for $3,200 and it goes 30, your $3,200 turns into $7,200. You just made 120% when you go deep into money, right? But if you take a loss on it, your $3,200 might turn into $1,100 or $1,200. Versus if you take a loss down here, you lose all 100% of it. You take a loss down here, you're probably gonna lose all 100% of it. See how it's safer? So like realistically, you go out of the money in this example, you'd make 2,000%. This example, you make 1,000 or 1,200%, or we'll just say 900%. In that example, you make 120%, and it kind of goes hand in hand. But that's kind of a little bit unrealistic. So if you look at like tomorrow's contracts, and you do the same thing, you buy out of the money contract for $260. You buy at the money for $1,100. You go deep into money. If you get the same move we just talked about, 30 points, 57.80 to 57.50, your 260 will turn into $1,100. That right there is about 500%, right? 500%. That's more realistic. Here, if we move 30 points, it's going to go from 1,000 or $1,100 to 3,000. There's 200%, right? Which is phenomenal. But this one that goes deep into money, we move 30 points, it's going to be 3,000 up here to 6,000. See how it goes from 500% to 200% to 100%. Everybody see that?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly the way that I was thinking it through. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
So once again, the best bang for the buck is always right at the money or one or two strikes near at the money. But once again, that's just my opinion. So really determines who you talk to.
Yeah, it depends on how much you want to trade with too. Like for me, my general rule is on these trades, I go somewhere between $400 and $1,100 a contract. So I'll buy anywhere between 1 and 5 contracts on a trade. I usually average that to be at 3 contracts on whatever I'm trading, and it's usually around like $700-800 on average. So you figure out like if you got a bigger account and you want to trade more contracts, that's helpful. But like, yeah, I think a lot of me personally, a lot of the stuff I take is right at the money or slightly out of the money, like Brandon said. That's like where, in my experience, that's what the money makers are. And on those smaller contracts, I'll make 20-30%. And Brandon's got me doing those really conservative trail stops. So like I get in there, I get green and I get out. So I'm not trying to wait for those runners to make me 300, 400, 500%. I use the swings for that. But on the day trades, if I can get 30% on a trade, I feel pretty good.
Absolutely. We got any other questions?
Oh, my last question was the same from Tuesday. You had done a lesson on that. You said it was the active trader mastermind. I think you said it's in the Facebook group, but I couldn't find it.
Gotcha. Hey, thank you for bringing that back up. I'm gonna tag you and the other girl that wanted that. I got you.
Okay, thank
Or
you.
I might just repost it, so I don't gotta dig through it either.
Oh, okay. That will help. Thank you.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Hey, awesome. If you guys got value from this and you want to live trade tomorrow, you're going to be up early. Give me a DCG in the box right before we give it back, just to make sure we got it. Appreciate the class. Always fire. I appreciate you guys. I see the DCGs. Let's get it. And let's make some money. Live trading tomorrow. Be there. Be square, like we like to say. And let's have some fun. Let's put a cherry on top and end the week with a bang. With that being said, you guys have a blessed one. Catch me on the next one. Be smooth out.